Hey, everybody, and welcome to The Deep Dive. We're diving into something pretty interesting today. We're talking about, well, you. You and your house in Forney, Texas. If you're thinking about selling, you're in the right place, because Forney's market is, well, it's booming.
Oh yeah, it is absolutely on fire.
It is. The population's up almost 11%,
It's crazy.
which is a lot. So, that means more buyers, higher prices, all that good stuff. But
Yeah.
it can be a little intimidating, too.
Yeah, definitely. Especially when things are moving so fast.
Exactly. So today, we're going to break it all down. We'll figure out how to make the most of this hot market, how to get top dollar for your Forney home without getting lost in the,
The whirlwind of it all.
the chaos. Yeah.
And hey, by the way, if this is already sounding like, hey, that's me, then you got to check out sellthathouse2me.com. That's sellthathouseme.com.
You got it.
Get yourself a cash offer, no obligation, within 24 hours. Seriously, it's
I think the easiest.
the easiest thing you'll do all week, probably. Might be, yeah. And what you just said about the market being a little intimidating, that's really something we see a lot, because those traditional ways of selling, the ones everyone thinks of, they can actually backfire in a hot market.
Oh, how so?
Well, think about it. Agent fees. Showings for weeks, maybe months even, haggling back and forth over repairs, all that stuff. It eats into your profits fast, especially when prices are going up like they are in Forney right now.
It's like you're handing over your wallet to a grinning middleman.
Basically.
Yeah. And saying, here, take your cut. Not ideal.
Definitely not.
But we're not just talking theory here. We've seen the numbers. In areas like, say, by Kaufman Lake or near Forney High, homes can easily sit on the market for like 60, 90 days with the traditional listing process.
But yeah, 2-3 months just sitting there.
And while they're sitting, prices are climbing. Week after week. You're potentially missing out on serious money.
And don't forget the carrying costs.
Oh, right. What are those again?
Well, it's all the stuff you still got to pay while you're waiting for that house to sell.
Mortgage taxes.
Exactly. Mortgage payments, property taxes, utilities, you name it. It adds up fast. And it hits your final profit big time.
Okay, so this is painting a bit of a scary picture.
Yeah, it can be a little daunting.
But hey, this is the deep dive, right? We're not about doom and gloom.
We're all about solutions.
So what's the alternative to this traditional route that honestly sounds kind of risky in a fast-paced market like Forney?
Well, that's where things get really interesting. And that's where a company like Sell That House to Me can really change the game.
Okay, I'm listening.
We've seen it happen over and over. Homeowners, just like you, capitalizing on this market momentum without all those downsides.
Okay, so how does that work?
We offer cash offers within 24 hours. And we can close in as little as 7 days.
Yeah.
No waiting for financing, no back and forth. And get this, no repairs needed.
Wait, no repairs? You're telling me I don't got to fix that leaky faucet, paint the guest room, make it look all fancy like a magazine? Because let's be real, that stuff adds up.
Exactly. And we get it. Life gets busy. Houses aren't always perfect. We've handled it all. From little fixes to major renovations. We're comfortable with properties in any condition, really.
So you're saying, like, even if it's a little rough around the edges?
Even then. In fact, we've helped people in all sorts of situations. Facing foreclosure, dealing with inherited properties they don't want. Folks who just need to move fast and don't have time for all the,
The traditional rigmarole.
Yeah. Song and dance.
Exactly.
It's really about giving people options, right? Especially when they're in a tough spot.
Absolutely.
And that's something we hear a lot. People choosing to work with. Sell That House to Me. It's not just about the money.
Right.
It's about the peace of mind. Knowing there's a way out, a path forward. Even when things are, well, complicated. Oh, 100%. We had this client, Maria. She lived near the Spellman Museum, loved her house, but her whole family was across the state. She was ready to be closer to them,
Huh?
Problem was, her house needed some work, and she just didn't have the energy or the budget for a big renovation project before listing it.
I bet that was stressful, thinking about all that on top of, wanting to be with her family.
Oh, it was weighing on her, for sure. But then she contacted Sell That House to Me, and she was amazed how fast everything moved. Cash offer within 24 hours. Closed in less than a week.
Wow.
No repairs, no showings, no waiting for financing. She was able to move on with her life, got a good deal, avoided months of hassle.
That's amazing. It's like Sell That House to Me really steps in and helps people navigate those tricky situations. providing solutions that just wouldn't be possible with the traditional way of selling.
Exactly.
It's not just the speed, the convenience. It's taken the stress out of something that can be really, really draining.
Oh, yeah. Especially when you've got other stuff going on in your life.
Right, exactly.
We hear that a lot from our clients, and it's something we're really proud of. We had another client, Sam, inherited property in Fox Hollow. Great house, but he lived in another state. Couldn't manage it, let alone fix it up.
Oh, inherited properties can be such a burden,
Tell me about it.
especially if you're not familiar with the area, or you just don't have the time or the money to deal with it all.
Right, and that's exactly what Sam was going through. Overwhelmed, thinking about flying back and forth for show-ins, dealing with contractors, all that.
I can imagine.
But with Sell That House to Me, he was able to sell that property as is, quickly, easily. We took care of everything.
Wow. So he could focus on, the important things.
Exactly.
These stories are really powerful reminders that selling a house, it's about more than just the transaction itself. It's about people's lives, their dreams, their challenges, and finding solutions that work for them on a personal level. Honestly, it's stories like Maria's and Sam's that make me so glad to be a part of them.
Yeah.
Sell that house to me.
Yeah, me too.
We really do make a difference.
We do.
Okay, so we've talked about the big picture, the trends in Forney, the fast pace, the rise in prices. But for you, the listener, what does that actually mean for your property? How can you understand what's going on in your neighborhood and make smart decisions about selling your home?
You're right. We got to bring it back to the individual homeowner.
Hey, by the way, if you're already thinking, okay, I want to see what my options are, what a cash offer might look like for my Forney home, head over to sellthathouse2me.com. That's sellthathouseme.com. Easiest way to get started, see what's possible.
You got it. And Forney, it's a diverse town. Each neighborhood has its own flavor, its own attractions and challenges.
Right.
What's hot in one area might not be so hot in another.
Makes sense.
And that's where our local expertise really comes in.
All right, let's break it down. Let's start with Heritage Hill. Known for its charm, the history, the established community. What do you see in there?
Heritage Hill, it's a fascinating case study, really. It's got that old school appeal, but it's also facing some pressure from all the growth happened in Forney.
How so?
Well, we're seeing a lot of new development projects popping up around Heritage Hill,
Okay.
which could change its character, its long-term appeal.
So sometimes the things that make a neighborhood desirable, the quiet streets, the history, the community, those can be vulnerable when things start changing too fast.
Absolutely. And that's something homeowners in Heritage Hill really need to think about. If you're thinking of selling, it's crucial to understand how these new developments might affect your property value down the line.
Right. Are they going to make the neighborhood more attractive, or are they going to take away from what makes it special?
Exactly. Those are the kinds of questions we help homeowners answer. We give them the info and insights they need to make smart decisions.
Okay, makes sense. Now, let's switch gears a bit. Talk about Fox Hollow. A lot of families are moving there, looking for more space, a slower pace than, say, closer to Dallas.
Yeah, Fox Hall's a different story.
How so?
It's got that mix of new builds, open spaces, really appealing to people who want a little more room to breathe.
Yeah.
But remember, Forney's growing fast.
Mm.
And that growth is going to affect every neighborhood, including Fox Hollow.
So even though it feels a bit removed from the hustle and bustle now, that might not last forever.
Right. As Forney expands, those lines between neighborhoods, they're going to blur. We're already seeing new developments near Fox Hollow, and traffic on FM 548 that runs right through it. It's getting heavier.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine.
These are all things homeowners need to consider when they're thinking about the future value of their property.
So both Heritage Hill and Fox Hollow, they're in a state of change, each with its own challenges and opportunities.
You got it. And it really shows how important it is to have a partner who understands those nuances, who can see beyond the surface. And that's what we do at Sell That House to Me. We don't just look at the house, we look at the neighborhood, the town, the big picture.
To make sure people are getting the best possible outcome. Okay, we've talked about those two areas. What are some other parts of Forney that are worth keeping an eye on?
Well, downtown Forney is definitely hot right now. Historic buildings, shops, restaurants. It's got that authentic small town vibe that's getting harder to find.
Yeah.
But like any area that's growing this fast, there are going to be some growing pains.
Makes sense. What kind of challenges are we talking about?
Well, traffic's a big one.
Yeah.
FM 548, the main road through town, it's already jammed up at rush hour.
Yeah.
And as more people move to Forney, that's only going to get worse.
Right.
Then there's the question of infrastructure. Can the schools, the utilities, everything keep up with all these new people?
So downtown Forney has a lot going for it, But there are also some big question marks that could affect its desirability down the line.
Exactly. It's all about weighing the pros and cons.
And again, that's where your expertise comes in, right?
Absolutely. We help homeowners understand the nuances, the potential risks, and rewards.
So they can make informed decisions. Okay, now we can't forget about Kaufman Lake, one of the most sought-after spots in Forney. What's happening there?
Kaufman Lake is a unique situation because it offers something that's getting pretty rare around here. Waterfront property.
Oh yeah, waterfront property is always in high demand.
Especially in a place like North Texas.
So it's a pretty safe bet that property values around Kaufman Lake are going to keep going up.
That's the trend, yeah. But there are a couple things that could affect those values.
Like what?
Accessibility, for one.
Right.
There are only a few roads leading to the lake, and they can get really congested, especially in the summer when everyone wants to be out on the water.
Right.
And then there's the limited availability of waterfront lots. As demand increases, we're going to see more competition for those spots, which could push prices even higher.
So even though Kaufman Lake is a really desirable area, there are still some things to consider.
Absolutely. Accessibility, availability, it all plays a role.
It's about understanding the nuances, making informed decisions.
You got it.
Okay, last but not least, let's talk about the area around Forney High School, a big part of the community, a big draw for families.
Right. Forney High is a great school, and it's a big part of what makes Forney such a great place to live.
But all this growth, it's got to be putting some pressure on the school district.
It is. They're trying to keep up with all the new students, but there are concerns about class sizes, teacher-student ratios, things like that.
So even though having a strong high school is usually good for property values, there are some potential downsides to consider.
Exactly. It's all about perception. Buyers want value, and they're going to ask about the schools, the traffic, the quality of life. And that's where we come in. We help homeowners understand those perceptions, those market nuances.
So they can make the best decisions.
That's right.
We've covered a lot of ground today, the trends in Forney's market, the specifics of different neighborhoods, and it's clear that navigating this market takes a lot of knowledge, the ability to see what's coming next, and a willingness to adapt to change.
It's a fast-paced, dynamic market, for sure.
And that's where Sell That House to Me can be such a valuable partner. We're not just buying houses, we're helping people navigate all this complexity, giving them the information and support they need.
Right, to make informed decisions and achieve their goals.
We're committed to making this process as simple, straightforward, and stress-free as possible.
Absolutely.
Letting homeowners focus on what's important to them.
Exactly.
Okay, so as we wrap up our deep dive into the Forney real estate market, I want to leave our listeners with one final thought-provoking question. As Forney keeps on growing and changing, are you going to ride that wave, or are you going to get kind of swept up in all the uncertainty?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Because a booming market can be just as scary as a slow one, right? Especially if you don't know what you're doing.
You're absolutely right. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement, but knowledge is power, right?
Absolutely.
Understanding how the market works, what's happening in your specific neighborhood, the potential challenges, that's what gives you the confidence to make the right decisions for your situation.
And that's where Sell That House to Me can really help.
Yeah.
It's more than just a quick cash transaction. We're talking guidance, expertise, support you won't find anywhere else. We get it. Selling a home can be emotional, especially in a market like this.
It can be a lot to handle.
And we're here to walk you through every step of the way. Make sure you feel good about your choices.
We've seen how much that peace of mind means to people, especially those in tough situations. Foreclosure, inherited properties, having to relocate quickly.
Those are the times when having someone on your side, someone who knows the market and has your back, well, it makes all the difference.
It really does.
You know, we've talked about the advantages of selling fast in a market like Forney's, getting ahead of rising prices, avoiding those carrying costs, minimizing stress.
Right.
But are there ever times when selling quickly might not be the best move?
That's a great question, and it's something we always encourage homeowners to think about. While speed is often a good thing, especially in a rising market, there might be cases where taking a bit more time could get you a higher price.
Okay, like what kind of cases?
Well, if your property has unique features that a specific type of buyer would love, or if you're in a really desirable area where there aren't many houses for sale, waiting for the right buyer might be a good strategy.
So it's a balance, weighing speed versus potential profit.
Exactly.
And that's another area where talking to Sell That House to Me can be helpful.
Yeah,
We
definitely.
can give you a realistic idea of what your property is worth, considering the current market, your location, any special features. We'll help you look at all your options, whether it's a quick cash offer or going the traditional route.
So you can make the choice that's right for you.
It's about options, empowering homeowners, making sure they feel confident.
That's what we're all about.
Well said. So as we wrap up this deep dive into the Forney real estate market, remember this. You have choices. You have power. And you don't have to go through this alone.
That's right.
If you're thinking about selling your Forney home, whether you want a fast cash offer or just want to explore what's out there, reach out to Sell That House to Me.
We're here to help you make the most of this market, minimize your stress, and reach your goals.
You can find us online at sellthathouse2me.com. That's sellthathouse.com. We're always happy to talk, answer questions, and give you a free, no-obligation assessment of your property.
Don't miss out on this opportunity. Take control of your future.
And make the most of Forney's booming real estate market. Thanks for joining us on the Deep Dive. We'll catch you next time, ready to explore something new. Until then, stay curious and keep diving.